You'll see one of our most requested features in your Farmbrite system this month: employee time tracking. You can now track the hours a staff member worked in a week and what tasks they worked on. These hours are reportable, so you can easily export them to send them to a separate payroll system as well. There are also updates to the market to better handle picking inventory, new livestock measurement reports, streamlined crop plantings, tasks, and QR codes, and some changes to user roles. Let's move over to the software and take a look. We'll navigate to Schedule and then choose Timesheets to start exploring that feature. First, I want you to know that this feature is available on Farmbrite Premium subscriptions. If you're interested in upgrading to use this and many other premium features, you can navigate to Settings, choose Billing, and then change your plan right from here. Using this new feature, managers and farm workers can now work together to track labor hours directly in Farmbrite. You'll see weekly timesheets for employees, which track the hours spent working on tasks throughout the week. The system is slightly different for employees and managers, as managers will see the timesheets for all of their employees on this page, while individual employees will only see their own. They might access this through the Farmbrite app on their mobile device, so let's switch over to that view and see that they can create their own timesheets for each week. Scheduled tasks and events can be preloaded to save time, and if the employee routinely works the same hours and tasks, they can copy from the previous week as well. They'll then supply hours and details for anything that they worked on, save their updates, and then submit for approval at the end of the week. Going back to the manager side, we'll see that the status of the timesheet was updated to submitted, and that we can access them to review the hours and tasks that were submitted. If everything looks good, the timesheet can be approved, and of course, if any discrepancies are found that require changes, the manager can reject the timesheet and send it back to the staff member for review. That staff member then gets an email and an in-app Farmbrite push notification alerting them to this so that they can easily log in and make changes. In this case, we'll approve the timesheet and then see that we can also approve them in bulk as well. We select the timesheets to work with, choose bulk actions, and then approve to mark all the hours as approved for the week. Managers can also export this timesheet data into a spreadsheet or run a report to see totals across a date range. We'll head over to Reports, choose User Activities, and run the Employee Approved Hours report to see the total approved hours within this date range. This report could be helpful if you run payroll every 2 weeks and need to send over total approved hours for the time period. This can be downloaded in a spreadsheet or printed if you need. And that's a good overview of the timesheet system, but if you wanted to learn more details, you'll find 3 articles in our Help Center. One to help you get started, another one that outlines manager capabilities, and a tutorial for how employees can use this. For our next new feature this month, we'll move over to the Market section, where we'll see some new updates when you create an order. First, the customer list has been expanded to let you select a customer from any of your contact records. This was previously limited to customer-type contacts, but we know that your workers, consultants, vendors, and many other types of contacts buy your products too, so now you can connect them to your orders. We've also made enhancements to picking orders, so let's add a product, set our status, and then save and pick. You'll now see your inventory item variety types when picking products from your inventory. That makes it easier to select the right product for the order and to keep accurate inventory numbers. In this case, our single product fillet is linked to both a 4 to 6 ounce size and 6 to 8 ounce size in our inventory. We'll pick the one that we need. Now let's go back to the order, where we'll see another update for the pick list. We'll edit, change the status to something after picking, and see that we can still access the completed pick list to reference and review what was picked, where it came from, and easily see traceability information. And lastly, we've also made a change to the wording of order documents. If payment is still due for the order, emailed and printed documents will be labeled invoices. But if we edit and mark the payment status as paid, those same emailed or printed documents will now be labeled as receipts. Now let's check out some other new features under the planting section. We'll first see a new behavior when marking plantings as complete. We've already harvested our tomatoes from this bed, so we'll mark it complete and see that it is now no longer shown on the currently planted tab. You'll still have access to completed plantings under harvested and under your planting history. And if we go to the crop type itself, we'll no longer see it under current plantings, and we'll now see it under history. This is something that we've heard from many of our crop growing users, and it will help you clean up your plantings list after you've harvested your spring crops as you prepare for the next season. And speaking of harvests, we've also updated the QR code that's associated with them with many additional details. You'll now see the amount that was harvested, the date, where it was harvested from, and the traceability number. Now you can easily reference all of that information in the printout without having to scan it. And finally, for crops, you'll see that tasks associated with plantings now include the grow location and bed so that you can quickly see what planting they're for at a glance. And for our livestock update this month, we'll navigate to reports and custom reports. When we create a new one, you'll see a new selection for livestock measurements. Instead of accessing individual records to find your measurement data, you can now create a custom report to see those measurement records across multiple animals at once. We'll choose what columns we want to see. How about the animal name, weight, measurement date, and maybe a custom field too. Like any other custom report, you can set filters to see just specific animal types, genders, statuses, and a lot more. You can also include additional charts or select sorting and grouping. We'll run the report and see a list of all of our measurement records. Note that this is a measurement-based report, so it's normal to see the same animal repeated multiple times. And the last new feature that we'll take a look at this month has to do with users and user roles. To go along with timesheets, you'll now have a way to deactivate users to prevent them from accessing the software without deleting their user login. This could be really useful for seasonal employees that need access for only a short time. And finally, we've also created a new user role for veterinarian, which provides the user with access to livestock records only. This could give an animal consultant access to livestock records to see past treatments, feedings, and yields, without giving them access to your financials, market, inventory, and so on. All right, that's going to wrap it up for September. Reach out to us if you have any questions about how these new features work. We're always glad to help you. Thanks for watching.